In yoga, when we talk about the core, unlike in many Western practices, the core being the front side of the body, primarily abs, yoga includes the side body muscles and the back body muscles. So it's the full circumference of this area of the middle of our bodies. In this practice, we'll be toning that area. For some of us, gravity has taken its course and it feels like a lot of weight has shifted to that low belly area. So we'll be looking to tone and engage that area in the practice. We'll begin seated. In a seated position, wrap your legs the opposite way that feels like your go-to cross-legged position. Interlace your fingers. With your fingers interlaced, push your palms forward as you draw from the navel back. Inhale, reach your arms up, bend your elbows just slightly, reach over to the side, look up, see if you can get your thumbs a little taller than your baby fingers as you reach over. Come back to the center and slowly release your hands down. Interlace your fingers, your second favorite way to do so, and reach out again. Inhale, lift your interlaced fingers up. Same thing, thumbs a little taller than your baby fingers, elbows slightly bent. Reach over to stretch to the opposite side. Inhale, rise up. With the fingers interlaced, again, change the interlace and reach forward. Lift up. This time, release your right hand down as you stretch to the side. Press like the right hand is a kickstand. You press firmly as you reach over as a way to get the left sit bone to plant itself nicely. Interlace your fingers again. Draw from the navel back as you reach the palms forward. Take your arms up, bend your elbows slightly, reach over. Stay connected to the right sit bone and let the left hand press down to get the right sit bone to plant more as you reach the right hand to the left side. Inhale and rise up. Come to all fours position. In all fours position, take your hands just slightly wider apart than your shoulders are, with your knees right under your pelvis. Inhale, draw forward slightly. Exhale, lower yourself down. Inhale, come to a baby cobra. Exhale, come back to all fours position. If it's available to you, come to a plank position. And if that doesn't work for you, just stay on your knees. Lower yourself down again. On the in-breath, draw your heart forward. On the exhale breath, come back to all fours position. In all fours position, interlace your fingers with your forearms on the mat. With the fingers interlaced, draw your elbows in just slightly narrower and tuck your toes under. You can stay on your knees again if you wish, or if you can straighten your legs and come forward in this forearm plank, lower yourself to the mat in a sphinx position. So have the forearms parallel, pull the elbows back as you draw your heart forward. Come back to your knees. Interlace your fingers again. Lift your knees up off the mat if you wish. And lift your pelvis high. Walk your feet in toward your interlaced fingers. Look slightly forward. Come back to a plank position. And lower yourself to the mat. Place your right forearm parallel to the front of the mat. On the right side, step the left foot forward. Work the baby toe side of the right foot to lift yourself up off the mat and see if you can keep a nice lifting quality there. Release your pelvis down. Come to the opposite side with your left forearm parallel to the short edge of the mat. Turn over so that you're on the left side of your pelvis with your right foot planted. On the next inhale breath, see about lifting your pelvis up off the mat and draw down. Come back to your forearms in that sphinx pose with your forearms parallel. Pull the elbows toward your feet. Reach your heart forward. Tuck your toes under. Lift your knees up. Lift your pelvis up. Lift high. Walk in. On the next in-breath, lift your right leg high. Release your right foot down. Take your left leg up. Release it down. Walk yourself back to a plank position. Lower yourself to the mat. Interlace your fingers. With the elbows slightly narrower than your shoulders are. Tuck your toes under again. Lift your knees up. Lift your pelvis up. Walk in. Now draw your heels toward the right side. You can stack the left foot on the right if you wish. And draw your pelvis down toward the mat. Lift up. Come back to the center position. Take your heels over to the left side. Draw the pelvis down. Lift up. Come back to the center position. And in the center position, take your heart forward. Lower your knees down, the tops of your thighs down, and come to a seated position. Sit with your feet forward. Place your hands so that the fingers point toward the toes. Bend your elbows, hug your elbows in, and lift your chest. Do that one more time. Bend your elbows so the elbows go wide. Hug the elbows in toward the midline and lift your chest nicely. We'll do an inverted plank now. Bend your elbows, hug them in, get this nice lift of the heart. Press especially into the base of your index finger. Now lift yourself up. Open up. Keep on lifting. And release your pelvis down. Now come to a tabletop position, in all fours position. Draw your right knee in. Draw your left elbow toward your right knee. Reach your left arm forward, your right foot back. Draw the elbow in, knee in. Expand out. One more. Draw in. Expand out. Release your left hand and your right knee. Draw your left knee in. Draw your right elbow in. Reach out. Draw in to expand out. Draw in and expand out. Release your hand and your foot with your knees as wide apart as the mat is, your inner big toes touching. Just draw your pelvis back. Release your forehead. Take your awareness to the back side of the body. Let the breath expand the back body. If this is not a comfortable pose for you, just lie in Shavasana and assimilate the actions of the practice. Thank you for practicing with me. Namaste.